All right, traders, welcome to your midday summary. It is Thursday, December 6th, just before 12 o'clock, so 10 minutes before the midday or right around lunch. And Europe just closed and basically closed on the lows of the day. This looks pretty ugly. Euro stock's down 3.3%. The DAX finished down 3.4%. Let's just quickly look at a chart of this, and it's pretty ugly, right? All around. Actually, Bloomberg is not bringing this up, so let me go on to the next thing. You can see that U.S. averages are bouncing a little bit off the lows. We bounced right on the European close. I think that was weighing on U.S. markets. So we've got some ugly stuff going on, right? We've taken out the lows intraday. Just keep in mind we're only through half the day, so buyers could step back into this market. I think I'll give you my quick market take as I'm shuffling through the daily charts here, but I think the negatives are just piling up right now. So what could that mean? It could mean we could get a little bit of a snapback rally. I think if you look at today's sectors, if you were trying to hide out in a little bit of the defensives, they are getting taken to the woodshed today. So previously things like XLU, which I've been kind of jumping up and down about, saying that it's been holding up really well, breakout. I jumped out of my XLU trade late on Tuesday because I didn't like the way that it was this bar, and I tweeted this out yesterday while the markets were closed. But you really have to honor how these things close. If you get a reversal bar, you just kind of have to suck it up sometimes and get out of the trade, which is what I did on Friday. And I got out of the XLU, and I am hanging on to some XLV, so I'll talk about a loser because this has been holding up pretty well. But if you look at what happened here in the XLV, as in healthcare, fails right at the previous high, and spending some time in here. So I'll have to restructure that trade to get it to work. But so that's the defensives. But if you look at what else is going on here, there's actually some things that are holding up pretty well. Look at Amazon start to go. So the afternoon is going to be really interesting, right? Because I think that I do think that the sentiment is getting very, very negative all around. Doesn't mean that just because sentiment is down that we're gonna go right up, but I think the risk is starting to weigh for a short-term bounce. If you look at also, you can see Amazon is holding up, is only down 1%, and you're seeing that. That's just one example. We're seeing that in some of the enterprise software names as well. Some names that recently reported. Look at ZS reported; it's up 12%. So there are some things that are getting a little bit masked by what's going on here. So I'm being optimistic about this afternoon now that Europe is closed, that some things could start to rally a bit. In terms of option activity, which I talked a lot about in Tuesday's video, we're actually seeing a little bit more call orders, right? I mean, look at the difference between what we saw on Tuesday. I mean, it was basically, where's Tuesday? Where is Tuesday? All put orders, right? And aggressive put orders. That's the difference. Not just outnumbering the number of tickets, but really heavy to the put side was Tuesday. Today, it's a little bit quieter. I'm not seeing that big heavy put buying that we saw on Tuesday. You could see the number of tickets. There are some tickets present, but it certainly is not the same thing. And a little bit more calls. I would say the best order of the day was Lunar calls. Really interesting. Probably something that you're like, geez, why would I want to go into a home builder? Probably because at this point it's a pretty not counter trend, but maybe a contrarian trade. Also, keep in mind what rates are doing, right? One of the arguments against home builders was, hey, rates are going up, 30-year mortgage rates are going up. Are they doing that now? No. Look at what TLT got really overbought. Was up another 80 basis points. If you're not familiar with TLT, it's the long bond ETF. I think this is a must watch right now. And look at it come off the highs. It got super overbought on both the daily as well as the 1 hour. It got to an 80 RSI. And possibly putting in a toppy looking bar here. So watch for this to start to come in a little bit. All right, so that's it for the end of the day. If we happen to finish, if IWM finishes below October lows, then yeah, you have to be, in my opinion, this video, of course, information purposes only, but I would lean to the bearish side until we show some life, some signs of life. But the day's not over. I think really the bad news is stacked up against the market. Any good news coming out, I think, will cause this market to rip. Easier said than done. We do need to see whatever that good news could possibly be, but that's just my opinion for the day. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.